Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawah, Ba'ashem, YAHAWASHI, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadah, Shabbat, honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, shalom to my Akim, Wathim, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from his foul captivity. This is Brother Kawakab coming at you with another lesson. 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 21, for even hereunto were ye called, because Hamashiach also suffered for us, leaving us an example that ye should follow his steps. And today's lesson is going to be on the, Slaki, that's another precept. Let me get it before I forget it. And I just stopped talking. Okay, so as I was saying, today's lesson is going to be on the example that Yahawashi had left for us, as well as just Yahawadah, or Lord willing, a faith boosting lesson to kind of like help whoever needs to hear it, I guess, stay more laser focused in on the faith. All right, because the thing about what we're doing right now is that we are, actually, as a matter of fact, let me get that as well. Slakia, precepts are jumping out. Again, I had to shut up. It was, damn, like this is why I talk too much. Okay, so hold on. So I was saying we were this. So the lesson I'm going to do is a faith boosting thing, okay? Because this is what we are going through, some hardships right now. All right. So the simple fact that we're going through hardships, this is the Tawana. Okay, let me get this. All right, so here, let me get this. So we are going through hardships, all right, and as we are going through these hardships, the thing is that another one. Slakia, I have to get all of this out. And you can see when I put this stuff out, or I start the lessons, I already start with some tabs open. You can see the tabs, but sometimes when I'm actually doing it, that's when the Spirit hops on even more to show me even more precepts I can bring to better edify with the lesson. So now, basically, Ecclesiasticus chapter 2. From the top, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. All right. So the thing about us, oh my, that's another one. Slakia. Okay. So Sirach chapter 2 verse 1, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. All right. So we are expected that when we come into this truth, things are not supposed to get easier, they're supposed to be getting harder. All right, and the reason for that is simply because this world right now is basically the equivalent to heaven for the wicked. Okay, and obviously it's not entirely heaven, as well as the fact that true heaven is going to be, or the kingdom of heaven more specifically, is going to be a million times better, and it's supposed to be not shown, but it's supposed to be the concept of the duality of getting this temporal heaven that's on a scale of 1 to 10 is a 5, all right, whereas the kingdom of heaven is on a scale of 1 to 10, a million out of 10 on a scale of 1 to 10, all right, like taking the words that I'm saying literally in that sense. All right, where you're not supposed to be seeking after this temporal thriving lifestyle, but after the eternal. All right, and we're going to get into that as well, Yahawadah. But continuing on, verse 2, set thy heart aright and constantly endure, make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. All right, so the thing is that we being in the truth, we are supposed to be expecting hardships, just as Yahawashi did, as he was the example for us. Yahawashi also suffered, all right, because the thing was, his father was a carpenter, and apparently carpenters back then were pretty loaded, and Yahawashi basically chose not to indulge in that lifestyle, and chose instead to dedicate his entire life solely to preaching the word. All right, so he chose a life of poverty, only eating when he needs to, not having a proper a place of his own, and all this stuff, or just basically not indulging, all right, in what he had, in what little that he could have had, all right, but rather suffering. And in that sense, I'm not saying that you need to specifically, you need to give up your house, you need to do all the stuff that he did exactly. No, but understand how, which is in what the scriptures say specifically, Hamashiach also suffered for us, leaving us an example. So basically, we are supposed to be suffering. We're not supposed to be thriving. All right, and obviously, again, it's not to be taken literally, as in you put yourself in a terrible situation intentionally. No, but understand that all the stuff that you're going through, it is basically set up by Yahawadah, because we're not supposed to be making or thinking that this place is our rest, which, let me get that as well. Micah chapter 2 verse 10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction. And again, this is a polluted land. This is a polluted society where everything about it is polluted. Has it's all taken by blood. It's all built on the backs of wickedness. All right. So continuing on. John chapter 13 verse 16, verily, verily, I say unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord, neither he that is sent greater than he that sent him. Okay, so verse 17, if ye know these things, happy are ye if ye do them. Okay, so basically understanding that Yahawashi is our Lord and we are not greater than our Lord. So the fact that Yahawashi suffered means that we are expected to suffer. It's only through the mercy if the Lord decides, okay, well, you don't need to die, you don't need to do this, you don't need to do that, or anything like that. But ultimately you should be expecting to suffer, to die if you need to, because as the scriptures say, let's get that. I believe it's in Revelation chapter 2 verse 10, for fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Okay, so YAHAWAH, they will see your faith that extends even in death, that even at the face of death, you still had faith, you still trusted in the Lord, and knew that whatever was going to happen, it's the Lord's will, and the Lord's going to take care of us all throughout it. All right. So as a result of that, like, this is where we just have to acknowledge and understand and trust that the Lord will take care of us. But at the same time, Slakia. But at the same time, again, like, but prior to all that, because that's like the end, that's the very end. But prior to all that, the build up, okay, or the life that we're all living right now, we are basically, we basically have to be patient and trust that, everything's going to go by smoothly. We're going to get through. We're going to get through it, even if things don't look the most appealing. All right. 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 13. There has no temptation Okay, 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 13. There has no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But Yahweh is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. All right, so the temptation, all right, we're going to, or the temptation of the hardships that we're going to be going through, it's going to be, all that we're going through is stuff that we are able to endure. All right, as well as, let me get this, Mark chapter 13 verse 13. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And this is the thing that we look out for, where it's not just socially, but just whatever issues or problems that it may be, we endure it, we accept it, and trust that that while now there is no reward for going through it. As a matter of fact, let me get that as well. First Peter chapter 3 verse 14. But and if ye suffer for righteousness' sake, happy are ye, and be not afraid of their terror, neither be troubled. All right, so we are expected to suffer for righteousness' sake. We suffer for the sake of YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI. We suffer for the words of YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI. All right, and this is what is ultimately going to lead to our deliverance, as well as our the reward that we are going to get, which actually, as a matter of fact, let me get that as well. Fuck it, let me get this. John chapter 14 verse 2. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you, I go to prepare a place for you. So over here it says there's many mansions inside a singular house. All right, so basically what's it called, analogy, I guess, that's trying to be expressed is the fact that the blessings is way more than you can even want, or it's more than you need, and as well as it's more than you want. All right, and as well as the fact that there's multiple blessings for everyone. All right, it's not that everyone, it's not like, out of, let's just say, sample size, there's 10 brothers. All right, 10 brothers and sisters. Okay, 5 of them only get a house, and the other 5 are getting mansions. No, it's going to be more than a surplus of reward for each person in the kingdom of heaven. Whereas, again, like, this is what we are working towards, and let me get that to actually prove it. 2 Corinthians chapter 4 verse 16. For which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. And over here it says light affliction, where the things that we're going through, it's not a light affliction. Like, you might be getting constantly tortured, or you have to constantly live paycheck to paycheck, starve day by day, and the thing is that that's not a light affliction. But it is being compared to as a light affliction, because the reward for enduring all that and still having faith in Yahawah is going to, if you translate it to something that's good, the good is going to be worth way more than all the bad that you took. Like if you put the weight of your good, of your bad on a scale, if you give it a numerical scale like 100 pounds, then the good that you're going to get in exchange for having faith is going to be 1,000,000 tons. All right, so that this is the thing that it's trying to, this is the thing that's trying to illustrate. All right, verse 18, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at verse 18, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen, for the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. All right, so once again, another aspect of it where the things that we see, I want a car, fancy car, whatever, like that is a temporal thing. Cars, they have they expire, they go bad, there's some newer cars and stuff like that, like the type of, or just in general, they end up being getting broken down, whatnot. But compared to the kingdom of heaven, for the kingdom of heaven, whatever type of advanced technology or some crap like that, it's going to be eternal, and we're not going to have to be subject to payments. Referencing Baruch chapter, I believe it's 3 verse 8 or 2 verse 8. All right, so that basically we are, and this is another thing that I really want to express with, which is that Yahawashi knew this. Yahawashi acknowledges when he was, when he did basically live through, when he walked the earth. Yahawashi understood this, which is why he was so more so willing to go through what he went through. Okay, because he knew how much better it would be, or how much more worth it would be to thrive in the kingdom of heaven. All right, and that's another thing that we need to be in the same spirit, as I had already previously mentioned in with the earlier verse, where Yahawashi is an example of us, where we need to be able to be like, okay, you know what? Yes, I want this, that, and the third, whatever, A, B, and C, but fuck that, forget that for now. Let me focus on the kingdom, because I'm going to get greater or better in the kingdom. All right. Now, continuing on, Hebrews chapter 11 from the top. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And as a result of that, this is a major key component to, I guess, this and to this whole, the entire thing, as well as the rewards in general. Because if you don't have faith, you're not gonna, because you don't see the kingdom of heaven, you don't see what you're going to get. Okay, all you know is, okay, well, the Bible says this. The Bible says this. So who's to say that the God, quote unquote God, all right, or the God of the Bible is just a liar or not real, and this, that, and third? And that's where the faith, okay, comes in, where we have so much faith, so much trust in Yahawadah, that number one, he's real, he's going to make it happen, and things are going to happen soon. All right, that we are working towards, the kingdom of heaven. All right, and this is the major thing. And also a fun thing about that is that faith is still like logic based. It's not just on things that you just have to believe and stuff like that, because there's a big logical there's a logical aspect of, just in general, like how the Israelites got to America in the first place, or got to Babylon in the first place. All right, where you have these so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, all these things, all these prophecies in the Bible that's coming to pass, and we see all these things come to pass, and that's where the logic comes from, and as well as a part of the foundation of where our faith stems from. So yes, it is still logical. Just kind of wanted to point that out anyway. But also Proverbs 30 verse 8, remove far from me vanity and lies, give me neither poverty nor riches, feed me with food convenient for me. All right, so actually let me continue reading on. Verse 9, lest I be full and deny thee and say, who is the Lord? Or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of my power in vain. All right, so basically what that is, vanity and lies is, it ties into the wealth that's that's tied to the wealth that is into this society, the carnal riches. All right, with the carnal riches, people think that, oh yeah, this is what we need, this is what I need, I'm gonna do this and third and whatever, this is the proper way to live, when in actuality that's not the proper way to live. These people are moralless. All right, and Babylon is the biggest pioneers of this moralist thinking, where they don't care about maybe there's some spiritual aspects, or maybe I shouldn't try to screw other people over in order to get ahead in life and stuff like that, where they don't care about this type of stuff, and all they care about is the money and the one thing that it gives to them. All right, so as a result of that, they also get their heads puffed up, and they think, oh yeah, well I can just save myself. I have all the money to do that. I can, during Jacob's trouble and whatnot, I can just hire mercenaries to do all this stuff, and whatnot. I'll be taken care of. And in actuality, that's not how things are going to work, because there's only in the event of things getting bad, who's to say that, which is Esau's MO, all right, where they love to betray and backstab people and just take your stuff. And also on top of that, as I always go to, there's the story of the rich man who had built up new barns. He had all this stuff for his entire lifetime, and then the Lord killed him as soon as he finished preparing all his barns and stuff like that he was gonna just have food for all his lifetime, and he never had to work again, and the Lord just killed him immediately after. So then it's like, wait, so now whose are those things now? Because you can't use them, you're dead. All right, and in that same sense, for the people in the world, especially the people that think, oh yeah, I'm going to get accumulate all this money, accumulate all this stuff, get my underground bunkers and stuff like that. Well, the Lord can just murk you before Jacob's trouble pops off. All right, murk you before Jacob's trouble pops off, and then now that bunker or whatever, that those supplies are for someone else to find and to claim for their own. All right, and that one of the biggest things that I believe through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH is that's going to be, well, it might not be me, all right, but I do believe that it's going to, that those underground bunkers, some or all right, are going to be for the elect. All right, well, not all. I don't think all, but I know at the most, some, if not a lot, of these underground bunkers, these Israelites, and the things that, if being in this truth, all right, being in this truth and being in a proper brotherhood, we're not going to go around backstabbing each other and stuff like that. All right, but that's also the thing. That's also another thing. You have to know who is actually a part of this truth, or who seeks to betray you. All right, and that's where there's the whole divide, is where you have to, yes, there are some, I guess, agents, all right, and just insincere brothers, but as soon as you actually get the true and sincere brothers together, and that's when, there's no doubt about it. All right, so continuing on, Um, Matthew chapter 19, Matthew chapter 6, verse 19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth, where moth and rust do corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal, but lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust do corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. All right. So, once again, the treasures or the wealth in this society, in this world, is temporal, whereas the treasures in the kingdom of heaven is eternal. And the thing is, like, you have these rich people who sometimes lose all their assets, lose all the things. They get their stuff confiscated. All right, and you never know like how that happened or like, what happened. Like it just at the snap of a finger, literally in a day, after it took you years and years to build up your wealth, and then you just lose it all in a day. All right, it's literally just like things are literally just like that in this society. All right, so that's why you have to be very careful. That's why you have to remember that this society's wealth or this world's wealth is not worth it at the end of the day. So with that, I pray this lesson was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto YAHAWAH, BANYAMAN, BANYAMAN, the elders and apostles, great millstone, Abad Ball, and Shalom.